don't enjoy Ravens games.
No.
Because I am sitting there, I'm looking at what the media is writing, I'm taking notes because I have to prepare the head coach, and then the rest of the staff are preparing the players to talk to the media. So we have to look at what went wrong. Even if you win, hey, what happened here? This was a bad decision. There was an interception here. So we're walking up that tunnel, and I'm like, okay, that's going to be the biggest story. Is that the reason we lost the game? No. That's the last thing anyone's going to remember. But there were turnovers on downs. There were tackles that we missed. There were turnovers that we weren't able to force, that we had our hands on. But everybody's going to remember that. And you also have to remember the kid's 23, 24 years old.
Right.
So I told Patrick, our vice president, and I said, hey, get with Tyler. Calm him down. He has to speak. And I said, but wait, let me see what the head coach and what the quarterback says, and then we could talk to him. So Patrick did a great job of calming him down. Tyler, to his credit, knew he didn't fight. He said, yeah, I want to gather my thoughts. So Patrick spent, I don't know, probably 10, 15 minutes with him, talking to him. And then I came over and said, hey, here's what they said. If they ask you this, what are your thoughts? Okay, well, why don't we say this? And he went up there and he answered every single question for 9-10 minutes. And he did a wonderful job.
No, certainly.
And as soon as the cameras turned off and everybody walked away to do other interviews, and hopefully he doesn't get mad at me if he sees this, there were tears in his eyes.
Sure.
And you know, I said to him, I said, hey, number one, I appreciate you doing that. It's hard. Number two, this is hopefully going to be the hardest thing that you will ever do as a Baltimore Raven.
Right.
You're going to stand up here a lot of times and you're going to be carried off on people's shoulders because you kick a game-winning kick. You do something to help us win. This is the hardest time you'll ever have, and you stood up like a man and you did a great job.
True professional.
And, you know, I was standing behind him. Patrick was standing behind him. Our punter and long snapper wanted to be there. They were standing alongside of him to show him, hey, we support you.
Yeah.
You're not alone. So that's the beauty of the locker room.
Yeah.
And everybody, Derrick Henry, Lamar, they can, hey, well, what happened with this? That's not the reason we lost. He is not the reason we lost.
Right.
So that's an important lesson, I think, for anybody to learn, that when you're all rowing the boat in the same direction, if you lose, yeah, people are going to want to point the finger, but we're not.
Right. Do you think the majority of the players get that?
Oh, yes.
That would, I would. There are certain things that happen. People see the glam and the glitz on Sunday, right? But there's a whole nother culture, environment that we as fans don't see. What would be one of the more surprising things a fan not knowing the inside culture would be shocked at?
I think the amount of dedication, the level of detail that the players and coaches go through. We have a younger brother who, with Sage and I being in sports, was like, I want nothing to do with sports. But he came out to visit one time, and he came in with me, and he spent like 2 days here. And we come in, 7:30, and a lot of players are already here. They have meetings, they're lifting, they go out on the field, and then they go back in for meetings. And so he and I are going down to lift in the weight room probably about 6 o'clock. And there are players walking around doing things. And he's like, they're still here? And I said, yeah, what do you think? He goes, I figured they come in like when I was playing, we would practice for 2 hours and then you go about your day. I said, no, these guys are here from 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning till sometimes during the season, and training camp 7:30 at night.
Wow.
Their whole day, whole life is dedicated, and all of that preparation, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, culminates in what everyone sees for 3 hours on Sunday.
Exactly.
But all of this stuff that they had to put in, and that's just leading into a game. That's not, we're talking about the players are here and they're lifting and they're doing things. So they get a break after, let's say, from February, and then we start the off-season program in April. And they're here from April until June, and then we get another break till training camp. I think sometimes people just think, oh, okay, hey, they're there for a couple hours a day. They practice.
Get their lift in.
Yeah, and there's, each player has an iPad, so they have game film. They have the playbook where they're sitting at home studying, watching plays,
right,
making sure they have. It is all consuming, and so they make it look effortless and easy on Sunday.
Did you like this episode of the TMA Connection? Well, you might want to check this one out right here. Go ahead, click it.